Welcome to a whole new season of FIA Formula 2. Yesterday, the sprint race was action-packed. Now, what we're going to have in our first feature race of the year, it's time for the drivers to head out onto the circuit and get going. Alongside me in the commentary box is Omi. I'm Joshua Birch, and, well, Omi, Albert Park in Melbourne. Great place for a race, and fingers crossed we're going to be in for a super-duper event here today. I can't hear Omi.
Sorry, mic was muted.
Oh,
there we go. Yes, it's going to be thrilling. It's going to be fantastic. It always is here at Albert Park. We're going to be in for a treat with a mandatory pit stop as well. So a lot of Formula 3 drivers coming into this, now handling it for the first time.
Right, let's get ready then. Here it comes. It's time for the racing action to get underway here at Albert Park. So turn up your volume and enjoy a Grand Prix Sunday. Let's check in with the world feed. In the sprint race yesterday, it was all eyes up front as Formula 2 got underway in 2026. Couple of spinners coming onto the circuit, few boards getting destroyed. It was very much the first day back at school. But some supreme skill was still on display, meaning that today's race is going to be very dramatic as we get our first run of the season for an F2 feature. Yesterday, it was Joshua Durskin who took victory and went back-to-back in the F2 sprint. Here now in the feature, what are we going to see with a mandatory pit stop on offer? Welcome to Albert Park in Melbourne, round one of the 2026 Formula 2 campaign. Well, the track itself is quite an entertaining one to try and keep up with. 5.278 kilometres, 3.28 miles. 23 laps ahead of us for the sprint race. Feature lap is 33 coming into today. Sprint race, yesterday's race winner was Joshua Durskin. Pole last year was Victor Martins. Dino Boganovic has got pole today. Super soft and soft tyre, the compound this year, except softer than what we had last year, which was super soft for 10 laps, mediums for 23. But it's a low downforce, low brake wear, low tyre usage, and low fuel consumption lap. Alongside me in the commentary box for this one, as I said, is Omi. I don't know what's worse, Omi, right now. The atmosphere building, the tension rising. We've got a completely clear day ahead of us here at Albert Park. There was Roman Blinsky running in 12th position, but there's a lot of pressure, isn't there, building? There's a lot of tension in the air. We don't know what this feature race could bring in a whole new sort of setting, because it's not been a clean weekend at Albert Park across any category.
It's been chaotic, and it looks like some of the chaos has already possibly begun in the pit lane as well.
Oh!
And Roman Bielinski got slammed into the side there as well for Montoya.
That's coming out from the main grid to the start grid, so you have to come out of the main pit lane for F2, go down, do a lap, then come back in and then do a practice pit stop. So Roman Bielinski's front wing has been knocked off by Sebastian Montoya. So now there's a lot of work going on down there for the Dams team to get a new wing on. It looks like they've done it. but his teammate starts on pole position of Dino Beganovic. So that's not one way. That's one way to start Grand Prix Sunday, isn't it?
It's been mad. It has been absolutely mad so far. And here is your starting grid then for this FIA Formula 2 feature. Mari Boyer at the back. He's had 2 crashes this weekend. Gabriele Mini recovered all the way nearer to the top, having started 21st yesterday in a sprint. What can he do in the feature? Well, he'll go from 21st. Shields is 20th alongside Verona, who went round on the opening lap 1 day ago. Emerson Fittipaldi Jr. is in 18th alongside John Bennett, who is going to be racing for Trident from P17 on the grid. Ahead will be Villa Gomez and Sebastian Montoya. We just saw the dramatic moment for him as he rejoined as well from the pit lane into the fast lane and into the side of Roman Bielinski. Colton Hertz's first feature race is going to be starting from 14th next to Ritomo Miata. Bielinski is next up alongside Lawrence Van Hoopen, 12th and 11th for them on row 6. Row 5 as we enter the top 10, Tassanapol into Pruvizak is in that position alongside our winner from yesterday, Joshua Dirksen. Oliver Goethe went round on the opening tour in the sprint. Kushmani is alongside MP7. Kamara had great pace until he had a big drop-off after the safety car period. Nicholas Solov got tagged by Colton Herta 1 day ago. Noel Leon is P4 alongside Alex Dunn, who starts in 3rd. And then it is Martinius Stenshorn on the front row in 2nd. And Dino Beganovic, the Ferrari-backed driver, starts on pole position around a circuit which he has won at. He won here in Formula 3 in the feature race in Melbourne in 2024. Now in F2, it's a complete different challenge as the formation lap begins. This will be quite interesting to see how they're all going to get on then. Now the big question is always, are we going to be able to avoid stalls on the grid as they move away?
Move away. Just to confirm, this is a watch along, so we're not allowed to show any footage. It's live timings only, which is what we're allowed to do, and there's certain guidelines around that as well. We'll have to do a feature someday about how all this works coming into it. They pull away. Should we hear from our pole sitter then? 128.695 for Dino Beganovic. He took the Aramco pole position, and he was talking yesterday to the world's media about what he's got to line up in 2026. This is what he had to say on Friday.
The plan is to have a good start and do our race. We have the pace, we have a good race car as well, so take it in our rhythm, focus on ourselves, and yeah, obviously the start will be important, but focus on ourselves, do our race, and yeah, move forward.
That's Steve.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Chris McCarthy was jumping the gun there a bit. Somebody tell him how a broadcast works. I mean, we've got a pit stop in this race to contend with. Many drivers starting on the ultra soft strategy. Now, we saw last year that could go 10 laps, but they took the mediums for 23 out of this 33 one. Now we've got the soft compound tyre. They're going to have to push these ultras to at least 12, maybe 13 laps, just so that the softs don't have that big of a disadvantage. It's going to be quite an interesting one.
Yeah, we had some interesting races here in 24 and 23 as well when it came to feature races. Luckily we don't have the rain as well. When we started Formula 3 it was slightly cloudy and there was a few discussions in our live chat about possible weather, but we think it'll stay away, which is absolutely fantastic this year. So we can at least have a Formula 2 race and have a Formula 2 feature. We don't want to get into the delay territory that we were and the cancellation territory that we were as well. A few moments ago, Aston Martin back driver Jack Crawford watching well, the next generation all push on, as he of course finished his stint in Formula 2 last year, and now he is just on the pit wall with his old team, and of course will be supporting on Mari Boyer, who's also part of the Aston Martin driver fold as well.
Are you ready? The tension's rising here in Albert Park, Melbourne. There's just a little bit of a shakiness in the air about all of this, about what we're going to see down towards turn 1.
Tension's really building, isn't it? You can tell that we're about to go racing for a feature as they slide into position, and of course a record attendance getting ready, the ones who've come in early to watch this race.
Bogdanovic on the right. Stenshaw on the left. Run down to turn 1. It's critical for 33 laps of racing. We've got an hour and 15 to try and do this. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. The F2 feature race is go down under, and it's a poor getaway from Bogdanovic. Lightning getaway from Alexander Dunn, who switches round the outside to try and find a place down to turn 1, and then locks up on his 2 front tyres. Coming through on nowhere on the inside line, though. Brilliantly done from Martin Stenshaw, who's going to go through into the lead of the race. Everyone else getting through cleanly, it looks like, at the back. But I still think that it's cold tyres, cold brakes into turn 3. A little bit wide further back, but so far so good, Omi.
Yep, so far so good. They've all made it through. It was very close. Oh no, they're getting into contact further back as well as the Campos goes off the road, and so does the MP car on the first tour of 33. But yeah, Stenshaw was able to get there as Bogdanovic absolutely dropped down the order at the start.
Yeah, and there's Stenshaw confirmed as a new race leader, going out wide there. I believe that was Naspol into Pruvazak. I think Montoya has moved up somewhere on the list as well as they come into it. Stenshaw leads from Dunn, Solov, Kamara, Bogdanovic, Goethe, Van Hopen, Maney, Miata into Pruvazak, Montoya, Leon, Belinsky, then Herta. Herta's still in 14th position as they come through 9 and 10 for the first time, and they're still trying to go too wide further back. They've made it through this time, but now the DRS is going to be activated next time by. That's when they're going to have to really challenge us round the outside. That's Gabriel Mini trying to pass Emerson Fittipaldi.
Yeah, so looking to try and get past on the outside line. Looks like we'll be able to exit ahead through the 90-degree corner, getting their foot flat to the floor and dancing the long way round and taking the position. Won't be the only one as well, as you have got right now at the moment Dirksen, who has dropped down massively. So Dirksen must have had a really poor start because he's somehow battling at the back.
And one of the Invictus trying to go around the outside there as well, and just touching ever so slightly into the braking zone. That was Joshua Dirksen, as you mentioned, out. So he touching the back of Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi now getting passed on the inside by the Trident of John Bennett. Murray Boyer is just behind in position as well. Right, all action now. Look at the speed, though, that Boyer has got down towards turn 3. Still can't find the opportunity for an overtake. Lap 1 complete of the 33 then as they come into it.
Fantastic racing, fantastic start so far. Not if your name is Dino Bogdanovic. He absolutely did go, well, went absolutely nowhere off the line, and they both went either side of Stenshaw and Dunn, and it was Stenshaw who got the braking point sorted and got the move sorted as well. And now you open DRS and you look to try and make some moves. Who is that going to apply to in this field? It is single file as they make their way by. No one looking for anything at the moment, but there was an attempt actually further back. I think that was Leon, and I think Herta was in the mix, but also into Pruvazak has got past Miata.
Yeah, he's got the fastest middle sector time. It's down the inside. There goes Alexander Dunn for a lunge on Stenshaw. Stenshaw's going around the outside, though, trying to keep him in position, and that's going to be close from Dunn. Is it going to be 3 wide as Solov could try and make a way through on the inside? They're side by side into the last 2 corners. Stenshaw goes in deep. Dunn's going to try and come round the outside. He puts the power back down, and now that there's a DRS train, look at the amount of lap times going faster and faster and faster over the line. Stenshaw opens up the door. Dunn is almost on the grass. He goes through contact. Wing broken, and they're going to go straight off into turn 1, and into the lead goes Solov. There's a car now facing in the middle of the pack. Hopefully no one else is going to hit him. They should all have yellow flag warnings by now, but that is going to have to be a safety car. Out of the race, though, Dunn and Stenshaw with the stupidest of manoeuvres.
My word, you wouldn't have thought it was for the lead until you absolutely noticed on the timing board. It was absolutely ludicrous stuff, and then they very nearly made contact in the final sector. They did, though, on the run towards turn 1, and those two wipe each other out of contention. Craziness in Melbourne.
Solov now is leading from Kamara. Bogdanovic back to 3rd. Ollie Goethe is in 4th position. No sign of the safety car yet, but they've got the whole lap, and it's out now. Safety car deployed.
Wow. That is quite something. Safety cars deployed, and we can finally take a breather after a couple of corners, which would be an understatement. A whole sector, you know, of absolute racing. 3rd sector into the 1st sector, and it was absolute fast out attacking and war, pretty much. And one which has seen Stenshaw retire. So Martinius Stenshaw is out of the race. Alex Dunn's also being reported as out too. So it is quite the shame and quite the disappointment. But yeah, thank God everyone avoided Alex Dunn, because, you know, he's right on the racing line, and if you know, all the drivers used that exit curb as well. So it could have been very much a side-on impact, and that would have been absolutely horrible. So let's take a look now at this race start. Bogdanovic goes absolutely nowhere, and Alex Dunn, in fact, manages to get through, then goes wheel to wheel with Stenchel. Now these two are already, now we know the context of what's actually gone on, these two already started getting into each other, and they already started squeezing each other from lap 1. It's kind of like they had beef already coming into this race. They were going for it, they were arguing their way through into the first turn, and now it was all about Alex Dunn trying to get the power down and trying to attack, but Stenchel had the lead at this moment, and then further on it would be absolute chaos. Now the few cars off the road were Leon and also Goethe, so that was the Campos and the MP that had to scamper over the road momentarily and run in slightly wide. But interesting start, but it was Dunn who got the best one, but couldn't maximise by the time they got to turn 1.
No, really couldn't. And he says it's 20 metres shorter is what we have in Bahrain, and Dunn just locking up, and he would have flat spotted his tyres, the same though as Martin Stenchel, but that would have given them a little bit of a disadvantage coming down the braking zone further back as well. Here's the restart again.
Really would have. This is Dirksen. Now this is how he ends up. So yeah, he goes absolutely nowhere. Even worse start than Bogdanovic, in fact. That was just absolutely nowhere. Gets swallowed by everyone. Which is why it was kind of a bit of a surprise. We were like, who is that? And then it was Dirksen at the back who ended up somehow battling for the last few positions, and he also went off the road through the grass momentarily. Goodness me, was that a absolute horrible start for our winner from yesterday. Thank God he did get the win, because that was ridiculous. This is Nicholas Solov though. He's able to quickly find some room on the inside, sees everything unfolding. He finds himself in third, and this is a good position to be in. He nearly capitalizes on Dunn. Dunn just about hangs on. Top two are as they were, and then Solov is going to sit in this position, and it's a good thing that he actually didn't get involved when they eventually started going wheel to wheel, because in the end he ended up getting those places for free anyway with the contact that the two ahead made.
Damage already coming through over those ridiculous sausage curbs at the exit. Yeah, not the best. Not the best. And out of 10, what would you say that start was? I think it gives us at least a 7.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, start was a typical Formula 2 start, pretty much. But then in terms of this, is, I would say, a typical Formula 2, but, you know, you get it like once or twice in a year, and Alex Dunn and Martinho Stenchel absolutely wiping each other out, and that's just not necessary. It was like it's the last lap of the race, which it really wasn't. Dunn absolutely chops across, and then it is very much Stenchel trying to be later on the brakes, and they both just end up going in deep and making that, well, what is absolute dramatic contact, it is fair to say. So they will be assessing things. I'm sure FIA will have definitely one already feisty thing to look at this weekend so far.
Sure.
That's it from Dunn.
Yeah, I can see how this year is going to go. Nice job. He is never finishing in front of me ever again.
Oh. To be fair though, it was Dunn's fault.
Well, we've already got some beef developed.
Miss.
Here's Stenchel.
Alex, it's so stupid. You just cut right in front of me. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest.
Yeah. Stenchel.
Interesting. Oh, the reactions down at Rodin, my word. Yeah, it's only the first weekend. It's only the first Grand Prix Sunday of the year. And we've already got war going on now. Between drivers, very much looks like between now teams. I actually cannot comprehend what I've just witnessed. You get drivers and you get people angry, but what we're seeing right now is to a whole nother level. You know, we've got record attendance, which are already just watching absolute chaos out there. And the safety car is going to be ending. Of course, the incident between Stenchel and Dunn, absolute no surprise, has been noted as well. But, wow.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
And of course, you have to think about they're also teammates as well. So
Yes,
it's just that they've paymented themselves from yesterday. They didn't learn. We mentioned in F3 for them to behave, all the teams, and they didn't.
Did Rodin ever learn, really, as well? They did this before, back when they were carling. Solov's now got a completely open goal. Let's see what he can do. They come out of the last corner. And the F2 feature race, once again at racing speeds, is go, but they're still trying to warm up their tyres. And also now we've got an investigation coming after the race as well. Down towards the first corner, no lockups this time, but they're still single file. They're trying to find the right option at the moment, Omi, but that's going to be how it is. Now it's a pit stop battle waiting. That safety car, though, critical. It's going to get them over the point where they needed to extend the distance of the tyres, which I think is a good thing.
Okay, let's go racing once again, shall we? After all the chaos that we've seen so far, let's try this once more. And yes, it is very much a patience game now. Which, I mean, the leaders at the time, the teammates did not consider, but everyone else, I think, is. And, you know, you've got to be patient with this. You've got to get through this first stint. Then, you know, you make the pit stop. Then you can get safety cars, but, of course, you may find yourself in that position. Then you need to start doing maybe some chaotic things and maybe be a little bit more wild as well to try and maximize today. But, you know, it's all about being strategic in this championship. And I mean, this is not what Dunn wanted. The teammates have switched places into Pruvazak and Marnie do avoid a civil war down at ART. So we've only got two teams, Prema and Rodin, who have very much had drama. ART just avoid it at that moment.
Yeah, and you were covering the F3 race. I joined at the end. Prema didn't even race yesterday. They had to pull out their two cars that were involved in an accident. That's how much damage there was and how
and then the other one got a puncture. The other one got a puncture and just went off constantly as well. So not ideal, let's just say.
It's one of these days where you just don't know what's going to happen next as we ride on board with Nikola Solov, down to the first corner, attack the inside, it's pretty much a flick to the right, swing to the left, and then hurtle down the straight. It sort of funnels into turn 3. Kamara's got in second place. Rafael Kamara, though, once again, this is his first full season in Formula 3. In Formula 2, I want to point out. He's our F3 champion. How brilliant is he doing right now?
He's just brilliant.
Yeah.
There's no other words. Ferrari Junior for a reason. Of course, he's trying to do the Oscar Piastri, trying to win the regional level, trying to win F3, and then of course F2, all in 3 years. So you know, Piastri's done it, and he's the only driver to ever do that. And now Kamara is on course possibly to do that if he can become champion.
Look at Rito Miata in 8th position. He's challenging down Kushmaini with the DRS. Swings around the outside, coming into turn 9. Should be an easy move, and it is. I like how when they've simplified that run of the track back in 2022, it now gives us a lot more of a whoosh for overtake procedures. They made the best changes possible to this circuit, as on the inside, Montoya trying to have a go at Maney over 8th position, still can't get through, but that's left himself vulnerable now to Colton Herter, who's made his way up into 10th position in his first Formula 2 start. Colton Herter's looking good, and Kamara again. Now Goethe fastest lap, and Montoya's boxing. So this is lap 7 of 33, now on to lap 8. Montoya says that's enough of the ultra soft tyres. I want to go on to the soft. Several more coming in. Noel Leon, Gabriel Mini, Roman Malinsky and John Bennett. They're all coming in early for a set of the soft compounds. They started on the ultras.
They did indeed. Okay, time for the pit stops then as well. One person to a wheel in Formula 2. As well, and for Leon, it's also a change of front wing because, of course, as I said on the replay, he was the driver who lost that front wing, and they're just utilising this moment now to make that pit stop.
Roman Belinsky's day goes from bad to worse. He just ran over a wheel nut coming out of the pit lane, as there's more. What on earth is going on down here for Leon and Campos? Just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's honestly a mess of a day as well. And yeah, as you mentioned about that turn 9, turn 10, I mean, Formula 1 is kind of embarrassing itself at that part right now as well. A lot of people at the circuit have been mentioning that, but they've mentioned that Formula 2 and Formula 3 looks absolutely spectacular because, you know, that turn is really designed for the drivers. As Beganovic is coming into the pit lane, but the turn is very much designed for what you mentioned as well. Now, this could be the moment where, as you mentioned, he's going to drive over
a wheel nut. Let's have a look.
Wheel nut, yeah.
Going on there? There it is. Oh, he ran over him from MP. Oh, it wasn't even coming in. As into the pits comes Bogdanovic, into Pruvazak, Herta, Rafael Villagomez, and Joshua Durtskin all coming down pit road. You can see the box signals now coming through. As in they come, off go the Ultras. Get that rear jack up. That was not helpful there. This is critical times now for Dino. Can he get out ahead of the rest of the field? Yes, he can. But that was a bit of a sloppy stop down there from Dams.
Yep, and now release back out onto the circuit as well, and we'll rejoin the road, sliding. Yeah, sliding absolutely. There is Montoya just making his way through out of the final corner now. These drivers in a completely different story, but now if you're Solov, now if you're Kamara, you're trying to come in because you know that, well, the driver who was near to you has just made a pit stop. So now the next lap will be interesting when we take a look at this camera down at turn 1, because Kamara will also be in. So yeah, next lap is basically everything in terms of track positioning, where people rejoin, can they get the tyres warmed up. There will be so many questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out. But Solov about to come in, Kamara about to come in, so we're about to see them make their way down into the pit lane, and then we'll see what the order is going to look like. Of course, if they rejoin ahead, then, you know, their tyres will not be completely warmed up, so there's still a chance for Bogdanovic to get ahead. If they, of course, are behind, then, you know, Bogdanovic has a chance to also pull away. So this could go a couple of ways, but let's find out. Whatever way it goes, it needs to be a good stop for Campos. It needs to be a good stop for Invicta as well.
Into the pits comes Solov, Kamara, Goethe, Van Hopen and Miata, and Kushmini now as well as they come through. So, oh, and a lock-up further back coming in. That was for Rito Miata. Let's hope he just got that one stopped in time. It's up to the mechanics to do a really super stop, and already you can see how the ultra-soft tyres were degrading so much faster. The softs, though, who's got a brand spanking new set and who's got a set that can go back through? And Beyonce Felice is not careful, and that's unfortunate then coming through for Oli Goethe. He's going to lose out 2 places.
Yep, absolutely. So, let's now see as we rejoin. Where is Dino Bogdanovic going to be in comparison? Far too back, far too back. Must have been a very hard time in terms of warming the tyres up, and it has not worked out at all. He's so far behind to a point where, in fact, it is going to be the driver there as well of Miata, who is in behind just of Bogdanovic. And, you know, they were in completely different races. So, okay, that's turned out very, very interestingly. Verone, Boyer, Fittipaldi and Shields are the only drivers still yet to stop, and it's getting very close as up the inside goes Bogdanovic on Goethe.
Still pushing in moves once as they come into it. Now everyone's on new tyres, just starting to heat them up. There is Nico Verone running in the lead of the race now in his first Formula 2 weekend for Van Amersfoort Racing. He will box. He doesn't need to box just yet because he started this race on the soft compound tyres. The same as Boyer, Shields, and did Fittipaldi just get ahead there? Shields passed Fittipaldi? Yeah. Shields has passed Fittipaldi. And then, yeah, so they're the top 4. They haven't said it. This is Kushmani's stop. Oh, poor getaway. Oh, he did stall it. I thought he did. He did stall it, Omi.
Oh, it's not gone to plan, is it? That's another driver struggling. But yes, the AIX did switch positions and did follow the rule in terms of not hitting your teammate. Rule 1 and Rule 2 followed. Well done guys, as well. Boyer and Fittipaldi, though, both in this time by as we take a look at the moment where Miney stalled earlier on, as you mentioned, but it is the net lead of the race for Nicholas Solov. Then it is Kamara, and then Bogdanovic finds himself just behind Kamara as well. So we're battling over a net second place at the moment in the race.
I just want to say, because I know she's probably watching, Nina, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Would be a good thing, as well.
It's middle of the night, come on. So, Verone leads, Shields second. So they're the 2 who haven't stopped. Oh, and it's now under investigation. It's a slam dunk, really, isn't it, for Montoya? Speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a few full start penalties that were quite slam dunk in Formula 3 a few moments ago. And, you know, there is just some penalties that do appear quite slam dunk. So we'll wait and we will see as well. Lap 11 out of 33 of this Formula 3 feature.
You know, it's only race weekend number 1, but the back of my calf is already hurting me. I think I need, you know, just standing up so long in the commentary box. Really sort of starting to hurt coming into it as they come through once more. Down we go. Kamara's under pressure. Goes defensive on the inside line. Bogdanovic keeps on the racing line. Almost puts a wheel on the grass. Almost did a Sebastian Vettel, and Even Amika Hakkinen here as well, just going too wide at the wrong point. That's one thing you don't want to do. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be off into the gravel and off into the wall. I need a stool to put my leg on. Go on.
So, right, the dynamic and the fantastic dynamic between this is they're both Ferrari juniors. So, you know, Fred was everyone watching on right now, hoping for not a FDA driver academy, like absolute scramble as well. But yes, they're trying to get one up on each other at the moment. And, you know, when they're looking at things, it'll definitely be Kamara who they'll be looking at, well, going off his recent form and all of his pace levels. There's Beganovic's job to try and prove himself as well and show himself. Of course, he's done some FP1s for the team, but you can imagine that soon the advantage will probably be going to Kamara and they'll start prioritising him. So Beganovic needs to try to do something about it. Montoya did, by the way, get the 5-second penalty. It's just been confirmed, as we predicted.
Yeah, I saw that coming, didn't we? A country mile away, unfortunately. Well, that's what you get sometimes. Moving before the signal now for Joshua Dirtskin's been noted by race control, so that could be a drive-through penalty as well. As we look at the side of the circuit where the normal tarmac meets the race tarmac, has been put down here for Albert Park. It is a street circuit, but it's the fastest I think we run at across the calendar. It makes Monaco look like, well, yeah, Monaco really, isn't it? It's involving MP will be investigated after the race for a pit lane infringement for the second. Presumably that's for leaving the gun in the way of the circuit, as Beganovic was let through there by Ollie Goethe, I want to say, because Goethe held no resistance, and then he's going to go around the outside down at turn 9 and get ahead of the Trident of Lawrence van Hopen.
Yep, as well. So, turning out to be quite the interesting race as we zoom in and take a look at some of the Pirelli tyres as well. Taking another look at Jack Crawford, watching on.
Oh, Miata's been noted for a pit lane infringement now as well, coming in from the stewards. It's all go at the moment, isn't it? Just to let you also know, the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race starts soon. It's going to go into our Formula 1 coverage. Hopefully it will be done by the time we go lights out for the action. But just a heads up there what's happening. 200 laps they've got to run at Phoenix. That's around about a 40-second lap time. But you know what they're like on ovals. The NASCAR boys, they're never exactly 100% to time and traction, are they? As they turn in and continue on racing. Verone leading, Clan Shields in second position.
Yeah, absolutely. Does Beganovic have a chance? Can he send it? Nope. Sitting in behind and just patiently waiting as well. I don't think he'll be too patient, but for the moment at least, he is on this lap. But okay, he won't be minding this too much now. Dirksen, by the way, has got a 5-second time penalty. Now the thing is, Kamara, right, Beganovic won't mind this because Kamara's bringing them into solo, and it is a full start. So it's what we just saw in Formula 3, 2 drivers get. I was mentioning that we had 5 seconds given for those in Formula 3, and basically we're just precisely getting that now. So we've had it twice in Formula 3. We've had it now once in Formula 2. I wonder whether anyone in F1 will fall foul to it as well. I mean, there's a whole discussion, and I'm sure everyone's eyes will be glued on how F1 starts go. But yeah, I wonder whether F1 will join the party later with it.
I think we're going to see a couple of jump starts today for Formula 1, personally. Spinning up those turbos is going to be quite fun. At least we get a little helpful knowledge of when the lights are actually going to go out with the new 5-second countdown. Blue light panels flashing. Hopefully that'll be good news to us. We're on board with Solov. Kamara is 1 second behind him as things currently stand. He's just trying to reel him in. Oh, and he's through on the in. That is Beganovic making a move on the inside line and getting ahead of Raffaele Kamara. So we were looking on board at the wrong moment. That was, and into Pruvazak gets ahead of Montoya for 8th place further back. I feel like this is first day back at school for so many others, because I feel like I need to knock on the head of the TV director and go, hello, can we see what's happening out there? Because that was a very late lunge on the inside line from Beganovic down at turn 9.
Yep, sending it, getting it done, and that is what took place there. This is the high-techs now. Colton Herta and Ritoma Miata boat together with Dirksen in behind as well. And, you know, Miata is right now, of course, in his third Formula 2 season. Colton Herta in his first coming over from IndyCar. So this is an interesting battle. And once again, we're having to remind all drivers and teams, because two have fallen foul to it. Behave, guys.
Herta was slow, and that's going to allow Miata and Durskin to get through. Miata pulls to the outside line, down to turn 3 with the DRS. Herta, I hope he gives him enough room, but he's broken too late on the inside. Now Durskin's going to try and slip through on both of the high-tech cars. He's almost losing his front wing for the Invictus of Joshua Durskin. Through turn 5, down to 6. Keeps on the power. 5th gear. Down, 5th, 5, 4. A little bit of oversteer. Back on the power. 5th gear. DRS active, and it's going to have to be a late lunge down into 9.
I think it could be down the outside. Let's see from Miata. He's getting really, really close. He'll have to pick his line, and it is going to be on the outside.
Oh, and Durskin's looking to the inside of Herta to try and capitalise. So Herta nearly lost 2 places, one on the outside, one on the inside, down into turn 9. But now that's going to bring into it as well, further back, Gabriel Mini running in 13th position.
Yeah, so Mini's now on the back, and he's going to look to try and gets himself involved in the mix. So Miata gets ahead. Herta just stays ahead of Dirksen, but now Mini's going to be also giving the hurry up to try and also move forward and find a bit of time as we currently take a look at a replay. So of course we're going to get the move, but then Dirksen's going to try and be very opportunistic and somehow just be large in the mirrors, and he was super late on the brakes and very nearly into the back. But I mean, it didn't do him any good because he lost all the exit speed and couldn't then attack towards 11.
Yep, so that doesn't even help with being in DRS zone. Now he's vulnerable now to Gabriel Mini, who's chasing him down. Got a 4 battle train here for the last points paying position. Miata, Herta, Durskin, Mini, but Durskin's got a penalty, so does Montoya. So that's not going to be too much on their minds. Might actually help Mini not really attack that much. He'll just wait around. They've done their mandatory pit stop early on in this race. The only ones who haven't is Veroni and Shields. They're banking on another safety car. If that comes out, they are in the golden seat. We're halfway. Oh, and it's a black and white flag for Shields for track limits, and he was running in 2nd position. So as quickly as I say, as quickly as they take it away, and that is a slow Dino Beganovic coming out of turn 9, and the car is ground into a hole, and that, I think, if that causes a safety car, I mean, I don't know if it's too soon for Verone to take it. He'll have to really gamble if he can do 13 laps on what was over. Yeah, 17 to 33. That's a big way to take those tyres if he wants to take the Ultras that long. But that's going to cause at least a VSC where you can't pit under a virtual safety car. But if it causes a full safety car, that's going to be critical to this race.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a shame for the pole sitter. He had such good pace. Of course, he lost the positions off the line. And now he was just trying to get some good momentum running. And of course, he got past Kamara as those two battled away and on. And, you know, he's never going to get the reward. This is so unfortunate and such a shame for Dino Beganovic, who joins the list of retirements. And I'm right now staring to see whether we get an interruption. Yellow flag is the only thing that we've got at the moment. But, I mean, surely they'll probably need something, or at least Verone would think so, if he is going to plan to come in.
He's out of the car.
But yeah, Beganovic is already out of the car and walking away.
So, virtual safety car. Virtual safety car.
Yeah, they need at least something.
That was a bit
And then we'll see whether they can do it or will they upgrade it.
And that's why, because Verone just went through that zone, as did Clan Shield. So again, race to control, leaving it to the last possible second to determine whether they're going to be green or not. Oh, good spot actually coming in as well from Mr. Tad 35. Herta now has a chance because they've brought it back up. This is going to save his tyres, and hopefully High-Tech can work together to move through the field because Montoya's penalty is not going to capitalise. Herta stands maybe to get a top 6 result here on debut for F2 feature. Right, this is what happened. Just lost power.
Goes. Goes. Just the way, isn't it? Oh, that has to hurt. It's not been a good weekend so far for our juniors in the mix across the junior series so far.
Oh,
Let's hope it doesn't curse them later.
I hate that. He was holding his hands down on the front of the car there. That was not the best thing to see. So virtual safety car is out as we wait to see what's going to happen next. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts race has now started with the MRN commentary team taking you through that one from Phoenix Raceway. After this stream, you'll be redirected over there as well. And don't forget, we've also got the Formula 1 race coming up. We're on air at 2:30 a.m. UK time. Lights out at 4 for a whole new era of Formula 1 in 2026. And regulation changes that we've never seen before. This one, I think, hurts. He's not crying. He's visibly distraught, isn't he? And he's got a nice bottle of freezing cold water from the marshals.
Yeah. He's not in cheers. I mean, he wasn't leading. If he had been leading, it happened probably. But it's gonna hurt because he wants this to be a year of not just, you know, being someone who arrives and turns up and does stuff. It's a second season.
Yeah.
He kind of wants to perform, and I know the competition's high, yeah. But he'll believe, and you know, every driver should believe that they could be the champion. And you know, when you're already getting a big dent to that in round 1, it is not ideal. Same applies to Dunn, which is why he was absolutely furious as well, because he needs this to be a championship. Yeah,
Oh,
safety
full
cars
safety
deployed.
car.
It was always going to
Oh,
be upgraded.
But Verone's gone through! Now, is that safety car going to catch him? If so, race control have played and it is going to catch him! It's certainly going to affect Clan Shields. Now, race control might be described as Shields made it to the pit lane. Do you think race control just tried to fix this race?
Well, the timing is very, very interesting. First of all, it should have been a safety car anyway. We kind of mentioned it at the time. If you looked at the angle of the car, they weren't going to be able to turn it around, you know, under a virtual safety car and do it all in a space of 2 or 3 minutes, which is what the virtual safety car is designed to do. It's not you're not meant to have it out for 10 minutes or something and just be wasting time. That is when you do put it behind the safety car because you need to do a bit more stuff. Anyway, enough about that. Yeah, Shields joins the road. It's going to work out quite nicely for him now as he gets back onto the circuit. But yeah, the safety car is deployed and it is out. And Verone, he won, but he will be looking to try come in.
I have, just to point out quickly to 1999 Subaru saying, Josh, why aren't you watching NASCAR, lol? The O'Reilly race being commentated by the World Feed because I have to do the F2s and F3s, and this is their season opener. But I just also to point out, who says I'm not watching it? I have 8 televisions in my commentary box. It's right here. It's on a big 50-inch monitor. I've got one here, and I've got one here. It's right there, showing me what's going on with the race. You might see me casually looking down at some point. And also, I was checking it on my phone.
Yes, don't worry, he's keeping across it. He's already had to miss the F3 feature due to IndyCar as well. So he's already had to miss things. From what is meant to be his weekend, to be fair.
Yeah, but
all of this.
I couldn't do the...
This one at the moment. Always going to happen, so he's going to come in
And
now make a pit stop.
Hello, sorry about that. I have no idea, but the YouTube, the multi-output key we have, it just had a little bit of a connection issue to the JBM server. Sorry about that. We're back now, and nothing really has happened as Verone will come into the pit lane. He didn't get picked up by the safety car, so that's going to go well. So that safety car came out just as he crossed that line, so they didn't hold him up. The safety car didn't come out, and so he's now got the lead of the race. So he's got to go 14 laps plus safety car time. Is that doable? I don't know, but Verone might just win his first weekend in Formula 2. He now rejoins in the lead. That's exactly what he wanted to happen, but at the wrong time. Should have happened about lap 25. Because now he's got to take those ultras a long, long way.
I mean, it was a very slow pit stop, but somehow he's ahead. What? Why is the safety car there?
The safety car hasn't picked up the back of the safety car's let them through midway through, but it hasn't picked up Verone. It could have just waited. The race control are not making this easy for us, is it today? I know this is about minus 500 Grand Prix, but race control, we've got a new F2 race director this year. You could see why, can't you, as well? It's not really working out the best so far.
Can you believe this? Verone leads. This is unbelievable. Of course, the values. I mean, you know, of course, everyone's watching due to IndyCar, except for Colton Herta in terms of like a championship. But you know, we've technically got another world championship caliber driver in this now as well, coming from hypercars, from WEC as well, is Verone, as he returns back to single-seaters.
So, Verone leads, Solov second, Kamara third, Van Hopen fourth, Goethe fifth, Interpruvat sixth, Montoya seventh with a penalty. So, Montoya's got a 5 second. If I was him, would you come into the pit lane, serve that, and then just try and bolt for the rest of the race? I think I would.
Yeah, you don't want it looming large over you, especially considering what we've seen this weekend and what we've seen in Formula 2 before. So there we go, they get them all to go because they picked up the wrong leader. They
have. They picked up Nicholas Solov as the race leader, and the green lights are on the safety car, and you literally got the hand at the window going, go! 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 They're not paying attention. This is why this safety car doesn't work. You don't have the lights as clearly visible because the lights for the drivers are on the rear wing of the safety car. And look, you can barely see them running green, can you? The lights need to be clearly visible. That's what the Aston Martin was so good at.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, well done FIA, you've made them pick up the wrong driver, the race director team, having a bit of a nightmare at that moment in time. But yeah, that's the joy. You just randomly will get the wrong leader being picked up in an F2 race as well. This weekend is having it all pretty much. We've had some red flag chaos, we've had the usual car spinning everywhere. Safety car's ending, by the way, so it's going to be coming in at the end of this lap, but it's been a typical crazy Formula 2 race, and now it is over to Verone, a driver who's already participated in a World Championship, coming down to Formula 2 and now trying to win a race here.
It's a mad old world, isn't it? People have been saying, is this what we're going to see the F1 movie, the second one, the sequel, F1 the sequel, coming through as well? Is it going to be Sonny Hayes racing in Formula 2? That's going to be weird. What do they call it? They can't call it F2, can they? F1 2? That just looks like F1 12. Is it F1 Fast and Furious? F1 Tokyo Drift? I don't know.
Who knows? Time will tell on that, but I look forward to getting that answer. However, if you did race in Formula 2, then I think it would actually be quite realistic considering the dramas that we actually do get here in real life anyway.
It'd be a big boost, wouldn't it? Although, then again, there's already people who don't like the fact that Ted Lasso's come back and he's coaching a women's soccer team, women's football team. Just he's an American and says soccer. I don't care. Great. Give him more Ted Lasso. Great example for women's football to give a promotion like that. So get us into F2, get us some more development, and show the ease in Netflix's Drive to Survive. A lot of debris on the circuit as Verone's going to lead us back to a restart. He'll come out the last two corners. He's on ultra soft tyres. Solo's right behind him. Verone has got to make these last for 13 laps. Over the line we go then, and we are racing here in Australia. Solov is going to be right with him down towards turn 1. Verone just needs to play this one completely calm and know that this is a track where you can defend, but down to turn 9, that's your overtaking opportunity even without DRS, Omi.
Yeah, so sorry, Verone's been noted and now under investigation for speeding. That's just come through as well. And here goes Solov.
Solov on the inside line down turn 3. That was easy. So Verone's going to try and fight back round the outside, but he's probably going to get a time penalty for that speeding in the pit lane, Omi.
Yeah, exactly. So it came down as noted, and then on screen it came down now just as under investigation as well. But now Kamara needs to try get through and try stick with Nicholas Solov. That's exactly what he's going to try do. But yeah, Verone, not with the ideal restart. It meant Solov had the slipstream all the way down towards 1 and then all the way towards 3. Let's see whether Kamara can get through towards 9, and also Goethe's got a chance.
Goethe's got a good chance. Going to try and pull out the outside line of Lawrence Van Hopen, and on the inside Kamara thinking back on Verone, but Goethe as well. We're further back. Goethe did not make it through on Van Hopen. Hang on a minute, what's going on now? Because Kamara is running in 3rd position. He did.
They all somehow remained in order.
Yeah, how on earth did that happen? I swear they swapped over one place, but they didn't, according to I thought my eyes saw something different. That's what the TV direction's going through. Verone, 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Interpruvat might get good, he's got very quick lap time, sector times, but he might be someone to watch out for as a possible winner in the ART squad.
Absolutely, Kamara's got to make the move because Solov is now pulling away, and this is not ideal. If you're Kamara, you want to go and win this race. You want to win in your first feature race in Formula 2. All the while, Montoya is trying to attack Interpruvat, the other Prema of Boya, who's been in the barrier twice this weekend, looking to also go for it. that is up against Bielinski further back in the field. But let's take a look at the first of the frames. Montoya still looking for around the outside, but not being able to get a car length alongside.
Through turn 3. Now back out through 5. Oh, this is going to be a little bit of a sling down towards turn 6. Widen out the entry so you can take much more in. DRS now enabled by the race control. Yep, F2 and F3 still have DRS. Side by side further back as well on the inside. Goethe getting ahead of Van Hopen. But Van Hopen's going to have the inside line down towards turn 9. Goethe's really got to try and shut that door. I don't think he can. Van Hopen's going to have the inside, lay on the brakes, flicks it through and makes it into turn 9.
Fair play as well. They both, of course, had DRS, and due to one detection point for 2 DRS zones, it means they're straight back together. But it's the slipstream for Goethe which gives him the chance into the 90-degree corner of turn number 11.
And watch out as well for Privazak and Montoya. They're in a battle. Van Hopen stays ahead for 4th position. Mini has passed Shields for 11th position. He's now behind Durtskin. He's got that time penalty. So 3 drivers having time penalties. That's going to make this life interesting if they stay this close together coming into the race. You have the intervals alongside your timing monitors, alongside the live gap between all of the cars. Over the line now to start lap 24 of 33. 23 has been completed. And who's got the real power to push through? Because now here comes Goethe with the DRS down to turn 3. A late lunge is an option, but it's not one he's taken as they come through once more and nearly losing his front wing. Durtskin trying to get ahead of Herta. Herta is up to P9.
Wow, okay. Looking interesting, this FIA Formula 2 future then, as they now look to try and get themselves embedded into now this stint of the race. Lap 24 out of 33. We're continuing to sprint our way all the way till the end. We've got 18 minutes on the clock, so we'll be able to nicely get there in terms of our 1 hour duration, but we'll see what other chaos this race has to bring. But for now, all tucked in the slipstream, all with the DRS, looking to try and make some moves.
I thought Goethe might have a damaged front wing there. He does not. There's a camera trick of the eye as they come out, down the back straights through towards turn 11. We're riding with Van Hopen. Goethe's 3/10 behind him at the moment, so there's not going to get a lot of slipstream manoeuvring there. It's so much on the brakes here. Just one small error and it flicks away from you. Lap 24. And Solov is the event leader at the moment. It's involving AIX has been noted for a pit lane infringement. So that's MP and AIX also now. There's a tight pit lane here in Australia. We are getting a new one ahead of 2028 though. But will F2 still be there at the end of then?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably now that they've become, probably has become permanent, we probably will be as well, and we'll get to, I guess, see all the chaos and all the drama for more and more years as well to come. Interestingly, actually Verone is now sticking with inside the 1 second of Nikola Solov, so that's now actually quite interesting. Don't know whether Solov is doing that on purpose, just to basically keep Verone there so Kamara can't make a bit of an attack. But yeah, who knows what they'll be doing, as incident involving AIX will be investigated after the race for pit lane infringement. So we've got MP and we've got AIX for the FIA to look at.
This is unbelievable. It must be to do with leaving equipment out in the fast lane that we've been seeing accidents with all throughout this race. A lot of drama going on right now, though. And here we go again for Raffaele Kamara. Going to try and have a slipstream on Verone. If I was Verone, I wouldn't fight it. You know you've got a 5-second time penalty. Your main effort here is to try and just keep as many points as you possibly can in this strategy. Solov, though, this is perfect for him. And this is his radio.
Marrone will have 2 more laps maybe that will be powerful with the superstock, but then should drop.
Ja.
And we're hearing that JT is stuck on the M3. So he might not make it back for the Australian Grand Prix at this rate.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
Excuse me.
As well. Yeah, I mean, Solov getting that information kind of, I guess, does suggest that, you know, it could be on purpose, because he knows that, you know, Verone won't be able to do much, so it's better just to waste Kamara's time even further by giving Verone DRS, I guess.
A split second, I thought you were talking about JT being stuck on the M3. So, oh yeah, is it on purpose? Is he doing it deliberately? I was like, yeah. Sorry, I'm stuck on the KFC on the M3.
Yeah, definitely on purpose, everyone.
There's a gravy bucket that's got my name on it. Oh, I could just do with a chicken and gravy. I mean, just before we start this, as Omi can vouch, I was eating a Chinese.
Yeah.
Succulent Chinese meal.
Okay, Verone's not got the DRS, so Kamara has to do it now.
Too wide. I could tell, actually, that slipstream was not long enough. He couldn't get the speed up down towards turn 9. But he might have it down towards turn 11, which is still a DRS point on the inside. He's going for it. That's late. Had to back out of it. But at least he's going for it. He looked to the inside. Verone stuck to his guns. This is a replay of Clan Shields down in 18th place, down to the first corner, and he's got no steering, and that's why, because he's been forced out wide further back. But even that, I don't think the steering's working correctly, because he was turning in, the car just wasn't moving. Look into turn 3. He's been passed by absolutely everybody, but Shields has some form of steering issue, and he's dropped down to 18th place now. Oh well, that is bad for him. Lap 27 of 33 of the Australian Grand Prix F2 feature race. On board with Lawrence Van Hopen in the Trident, running in 4th position. Started though P11. It's been a good race strategy for him, He got lucky at the start with a good couple of moves. And I think, yeah, it's going to be... Yeah, go on.
Yeah, good couple of moves, and they all can be very handy. Right. Another attempt for Kamara to just get closer and closer and closer down towards 9, but not close enough this time even to like have a bit of a dart and put it alongside. And then it's your exit out of 10 that is important. I mean, he's got DRS. I think he's fairly close, at least for an attempt on the inside or possibly on the outside.
Swap back on the inside, dive bomb, and as Danny Ricciardo would say, lick the stamp and send it.
He had to because his time was getting very much wasted, and now the gap is 2.2 seconds, so there you go. So Solov giving him DRS and basically utilising all of Verone's tyre life. By utilising all of it, it's meant now that, you know, he was able to keep the buffer for a while, and then, of course, when Verone's tyres went, Solov bolted, and it just meant, you know, Kamara was left dealing with Verone as well, and Van Hopen is now the one who will try and make quick work, because he wants to stick with Kamara as well and make sure that he's in the DRS for a possible attack and a possible chance.
Is it too early to say boogity, boogity, boogity? This race is going fantastically well for Colton Herta. Villa Gomez and Shields noted forcing another driver off the track down at turn 1, so that's why Shields might have a little bit of time got away from him. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, up, up. Battle for 3rd. Verone holding back Van Hopen. I think this is about to be Verone sinking like a stone. Van Hopen's got the DRS, he's got the slipstream, he's got much better tyres. He pulls to the outside line for a switch back around the outside into turn 9. He still can't do it. Verone is so much later on the brakes into turn 9's commitment zone. Goes defensive. Does Van Hopen, because Gert's looking for it. Warren saying Shields just lost 5 places. I wonder if Shields has destroyed his tyres. He could have done, because that might explain only why he couldn't steer properly down to turn 1 if the tyres have overcooked themselves.
Yep, absolutely. Could definitely explain that precisely. Herta's got past Dirks, and that's for 9, so Colton Herta makes a move.
Yes. Goethe. We're looking back to from on board Lawrence Van Hopen. Nothing going on there into the braking zone. Flicks the car right, flicks the car left. And is there going to be a move down into the braking zone? Nope. Van Hopen right on the back of Verone for 3rd. We're running out of laps here. 29 of 33. And Verone is playing the widest F2 car possible.
Yep, playing that game. What other games do we have going on? This is Gabriele Mini then, as he currently makes his way by behind Dirksen.
5 laps to go, just hang in there, Verone's text radio says as well coming through.
Yeah, I guess it's about now. Of course he's got the penalty, so even if he hangs on to the position he's going to lose it. Van Hopen though is about to make the move any second.
And round the outside he does, so Verone now drops back. Nothing he could do. That was a much better run for Van Hopen. But now Ollie Goethe nearly takes off his front wing by running into the back. And that's going to allow into Pruvazak to come into it. Goethe goes to the inside line, into Pruvazak around the outside. 3 into 1 doesn't go. But Goethe's through into 4th position. Veroni into 5th, into Pruvazak's now on the back. And here comes Rito Miata. Montoya's in 8th, so he got ahead of Herta. So that was a little bit of a drop manoeuvre. Down we go once again then. I'm expecting Verone now to get swamped by both of them because Miata's going to go to the inside line. He is now going to get ahead of Into Pruvazak down to turn 1. Into Pruvazak was a little wide actually, gets a poor exit. Miata's now going to have DRS down to turn 3 and should make easy work of Verone. Can't get into the braking zone for it. No, we've finished that battle now, TV directors. Come on, catch up. Oh, this is it really is. You can tell who's awake at 1 AM in the morning at Biggin Hill, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, and Mini went wide.
He's possibly not awake at the moment.
Yeah.
Little mistake, little error. We're continuing on at the moment. That'll definitely wake him up though. And here it will mean that he can, well, try push and try maximise and try get himself closer. Talking about getting closer, should be easy stuff for Miata. Nice drive around the outside with DRS.
Easy. Yes. Outside manoeuvre complete. Now, is Into Pruvazak going to get through because he's been held up a lot. Kamara, no saving to be done, mate. We need to go. Kamara then is going to be pushing for 3.3 seconds in the next 3 laps on the inside. Into Pruvazak goes through for 6, gets ahead of Verone. I think it's too late though, Omi. I don't think I'm going to... Yeah, this is Solov's unless it's a safety car. But even that would end the race. And Solov's got this one. He just needs to keep it calm.
Yeah, unless there's a mistake from Solov, then yeah, it is very much Solov's race because we're on to lap number 31, 3 to go, including this one. So there's like not long to go at all. So there's not enough time to close him like that.
Agreed. What happened? Villagomez and Shields forcing to the drive of the track. Turn 1 is no further action. And agreed here from Ian Ann. What happened to Bennett? He dropped like 5 places. Not actually sure how he's dropped down to 17th place, but he's been towards the back of the grid most of today.
Yeah, not ideal, is it?
Argue maybe nothing on that monitor. As we take another look now, coming through. This is a little bit. This is Rafael Kamara. And this is it. Is this? Oh, that was Kamara forcing. Is that?
Wasn't Verone trying to fight back earlier?
Verone was. Yeah, no, it's Villagomez.
Oh, Villagomez.
And Villagomez had lost part of his front wing. So that's why Villagomez has dropped down to 11th place.
Okay, yeah. So that is
And that's
Villagomez up
hang
against
on.
Duxton.
Right, God's sake, F2. What are you doing? You've got Montoya going through on the inside line, and he gets ahead of Verone now. But yeah, what is F2 doing? That was complete. That was not Kamara or Verone. That was Durskin and Villagomez. What is going on down there?
Well, don't worry. Wildfeed got caught up by that as well. I'm being told, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's... Oh, good. I'm glad they got cut out of it as well. Because I was like, what on earth was happening there? Honestly, that's bad. Because, of course, on the inside line, move through on the inside, as Herta and Dirtska's been noted for incident down at turn 11. Belinsky's just got ahead, though, of Villagomez for 12th position. So Roman Belinsky is now in P12. Villagomez is P13. It's a weird day, this one. F2, this is going to be interesting for F1 later on, isn't it? Somehow now Max Verstappen's driving for Racing Bulls, probably.
It's going to be... Yeah, going to be just a little bit fascinating. Right, should we get some more overtaking done? Herta now is the next one to try and make a bit of a simple overtake. At least he will hope. Nice move around the outside into 9. And that is job done.
Job done. Action zones keeps going. Herta now is P8. He will be P7 because he's ahead of Montoya. Dirt's going to try to go out the outside of Verona and does so. but both of them have penalties, so Dirtskin should stay ahead of Verone, shouldn't he, Naomi? 5 seconds between
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yeah, so that'll be quite fascinating.
Oh,
Well, at least-
Herta locked up. He just made the corner, though. Colton's taken those tyres a lot longer than he has before, but he needs to stay inside of Montoya's time.
Yeah, absolutely needs to. But at least if Herta can stay there, then yeah, he'll move up. So I guess it's been decent for Herta. Of course, yesterday just involved in all the chaos and pushing everyone off and being a bit of an annoyance on the circuit. But today, it's been very much job done, and at least he'll score some points. Now, Kamara has been closing in the gap 1 second, but you know, it's like he needed to push on like about 8 laps ago probably. So as soon as the safety car came in, and try to get past Verone as soon as possible. That's the thing that's going to end up costing him here on the final lap.
And Nikola Solov is on that final lap now, as you say, and he is coming into turn 9. He has done everything perfect today. What a super duper drive from the Campos driver. He'll win the first feature race of 2026. A bit of a conversation on the pit wall there. Hope it's all going okay. It'll take a couple of corners to come in. 9 times out of 10. Let's make it through the last couple of corners safely. Nikola Solov, pitch perfect, wheel perfect, exits the last corner, and the opening feature race of 2025 belongs to Nikola Solov. He wins in Australia. Rafael Kamara in second. What a start to F2 he's got. As it's going to be Van Hopen in third. There's a battle towards the line as well coming through. As Roman Belinsky is going to drop back a couple of places. Over the line. Villa Gomez, Belinsky, Boyer, and Veroni just down to 17th place. But Colton Herta ended up 7th in that race as well. Fantastic F2 feature race opener. And it is Nikola Solov as a race winner, Amy.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Fantastic stuff from Nikola Solov. A deserving winner, and he showed his promise when he did the last few rounds of last year in F2, and everyone was looking forward to seeing him this year, and he's done absolutely brilliantly, and he's won the race by 1.6 seconds in the end, and it's led to celebrations for them and also celebrations for Trident due to Van Hoepen's podium, and a victor, I guess, just in the middle.
Nick de Vries down there at McLaren. In McLaren livery stuff, that's new.
I love how you were waiting for the radio to come and then it didn't.
No, I was, and it didn't come through. That's unusual. Well, the Sky went on for another hour, so we've got time here. Come on.
Yeah.
Right, let's head.
Absolutely got time.
Yeah, should we head down though, just to the world feeds, and we'll get back to the podium because I think we're going to hear shortly from all the actors. Campos both feature race wins in F2 and F3, says Plug, in here in Melbourne. Good point. Warren says, Solov and Kamara keep performing like this, they're going to take Lawson and knock on seats respectively in F1 next season. Well, what do you mean next season?
Yes! Wait! Come on! Oh, yeah. That's how you come back from a day like yesterday, eh? Come on, Sean! Oh, yeah, man. You did everything well today, to be honest. Yesterday was a bad day, but you showed who you are today. Very happy with you, mate. Come on! Wow, thank you, man. The car was really good.
17th in the sprint race yesterday, Alex, and it really was a race to forget for him, but what a transformation that is overnight.
Yeah, getting caught up in all sorts.
Nice one, mate. Good job. Good job there, mate.
Yeah, good job. It was a good race, good recovery, good race, everything good.
It's the foundations of a building, isn't it, for Rafa Kamara? You sensed that one. Solov, as you mentioned, a great bounce back from yesterday, where he seemed to be, some of it through no fault of his own, some of it, you know, just a little bit maybe of inexperience caught out in various ways, but he's demonstrated a brilliant turn of pace today, and the race management was very, very good as well for the Bulgarian driver.
Absolutely.
I swear I had a dream about it, man. I was dreaming of it in my sleep, and now it's a realization.
It's brilliant stuff. I'm sure that feels good for Nicholas Solov to get that win in. He was part of a championship charge for Campos Racing Formula 3 last season as they took their first teams championship. Nicholas Solov ending the season in second place. But now it's on to Formula 2, and it's a Red Bull Junior who wins once again here at Albert Park in the feature race. Nicholas Solov getting the first win for Bulgaria. History made in the first feature race of the season. And Campos Racing, what a day it's been for them.
Absolutely delighted. Chasing the dream, some might say, for Nicholas Solov. And Invicta there, congratulating Rafa Kamara. They're very impressed with what he's been able to achieve, no doubt.
Yeah, and I think the same for Kamara. Solov, two sensible drives there. Laurens van Hoopen, who is mentored by Nick de Vries. Nick de Vries will be so proud of what he's seen from Laurens van Hoopen today, who made a big jump up into single-seaters, going in the regional category straight away. Had a season really to forget last year, but Laurens van Hoopen now showing the standards, the pace that we all knew him as in the likes of Formula 3, Formula Regional as well, and the amount of confidence he will gain from this will be huge.
It's the name of the game, this stage of the year. Got to take the momentum in, start building up that point deficit, because before you know it, it'll be mid-season. And all of these weekends have the opportunity to go awry. So early on, if qualifying doesn't work out for you, if you get into aggro in some of the races, so all of these big points races you can bank early on, pay dividends later in the year. We've seen it time and time again. Getting out of the gates fast is the key to winning a junior single-seater series.
Absolutely that, and he knows all about winning championships. He's got the record title in Spanish F4, the amount of points he scored that season. Nicholas Solov, after 3 seasons in F3, jumping up to F2, and immediately on the podium at Abu Dhabi last season when he just got his first couple laps, first couple of races on the board, and now winning a feature race.
Tremendous stuff. I believe they're going to talk to a man who thinks he can just drop back in to Formula 2 whenever he wants.
Well, we are celebrating 10 seasons, and I think Alex Jakes.
Alex Jakes is going to talk to the F2 runners.
Told me a lot of stories. Long time
Jakesy!
commentator of Formula 2.
Well, let's go now to the man himself, Alex Jakes, who's speaking with our winner, Nicholas Solov.
Nicholas Solov, congratulations. You are a Formula 2 race winner in just your 5th race. Sum it up for us.
Feeling, to be honest. Yesterday was a really bad day. I think I had a little crash down, but I knew coming into the track today that was a new day, a new opportunity, a more important opportunity for me. And I think I managed to stay focused, calm down, be resilient, and stand back on my feet.
You had a bit of chaos in front of you. Talk us through that from your point of view.
Yeah, well, I mean, the start was really good, and then I had the 2 road-ins in front, so I decided I would just stay behind, you know, lay back and see how the race unfolds later on. But they crashed in front of me in T1. I had to take avoiding action. And then from then on, I was just leading the race. So I just had to manage my own pace, my own potential, let's say. It was a bit of a misunderstanding with the safety car, and then Verone coming out in front into P1. And I knew it would be really crucial to get him immediately, to have some free air and keep the tires alive.
From your point of view, it looked like you were on the way to the victory. Then the safety car comes out. When you come out in second at that point, are you thinking, no, not like this?
I would normally think that, but to be fair, I just said to myself, look, I've been leading the whole race. In my opinion, I was coming really good for pole position the other day, so I just knew I was the fastest coming on track today. He had the super soft, which would deck quite drastically. So then also I knew it would be crucial to pass him early on. And I think I wasn't really stressed. I just knew the first opportunity I would get, it would be there where I would pass him. and I felt that his tires were not ready. He missed the braking point of T1, so I just smelled a little bit of blood, and I knew into T3 was my opportunity.
You're a Red Bull driver with the Campos team. We've got a couple of those who have taken the path up to Formula One. How big a foundation is this for your season ahead?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, Campos is my family. It's not just my team. We won F4, we won the championship in F3, and now in Formula 2 winning our first race of the year. It just feels amazing. I just want to share every single moment with them. And of course as well with Red Bull, which have been supporting me since last year, and it's been a big jump in my career on that side.
Huge congrats, go and enjoy the podium.
Thank you very much.
Alex Jakes, Formula 2 commentator of multi-generations, moving up to be a voice in Formula 1. He just talks to the winners now, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll all get there in the end.
Absolutely. Great to hear from Solov there. He sounds like someone who's been at Formula 2 for a long time when you listen to him, doesn't he?
He really does. You can tell how much he thought about it. And the telling moment there is when Nico Varrone came out ahead of him. You know, it's so easy. And I've heard drivers do it over years of Formula 2 when things like that happen. The shouting on the radio, how on earth did we end up here? Why is this guy ahead of me? I was leading this race. There was none of that broadcast, at least. And from the way that he answered those questions, you can tell that his mind wasn't there. It was just, okay, the situation's changed. Now I need to do something different. I think that mentality is going to serve him really well for the rest of this championship.
Dude, I messed up so bad because I saw the green lights in the safety car, and I was like, no. And he was doing like this.
Yeah,
and I was like, no.
I was like, no one is fast.
And my engineer was talking about something else on the radio, so I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I was like, oh, I mean, you cannot get a penalty for something that's true, you know? Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll go. And then I just hear my engineer saying, oh, Varrone is the only one that boxed. And I look on the TV in T12, and he's just coming out of the box, and I was like, oh, he's proper in front. I was like, oh, I messed up.
So it was kind of like in SP, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he boxed. And I was like, no way. He had a massive lockup in T1 as well, coming out of the box.
Oh.
Oh no.
I was scared he was going to crash into me.
Oh, that was so bad. Well, good for me.
That was a good move.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to wait for the DRS.
I thought you were going to switch us both back in that moment. I was like, like yesterday. So we're the three people that messed up our own quali, you know, together in the podium.
Yeah.
You met him?
Because I was on the grass next to you.
We were three of us on the grass starting our lap.
Yeah, it's true.
How was Dino? Dino was quite quick.
Mm-hmm.
Dino was quite quick.
With the auction on drop.
Great to hear from the guys in the cool-down room there.
Bound together by a grassy moment in qualifying, it would seem. They all somehow found their way onto the podium. An indication there of just how much happens in what is a reasonably long race, but you know, still relatively simple in terms of strategy. They're all one-stoppers, Formula 2 races. But the depth that these young drivers need to understand these cars and go to find themselves on the podium, immense. And a brilliant job has been done by all three.
Absolutely that. Let's get the podium proceedings underway. What a result this is for Trident. They've had to wait a little while to be back on the podium, but Laurens van Hoopen is the driver that takes them there to get his first podium in Formula 2. And Nick de Vries will be very proud of what he's seen from the driver. He has mentored Rafa Kamara, F3 champion, his debut weekend in Formula 2. Would there be anything else other than a podium for that man there for Invicta Racing? But the driver leading the way today, controlling the race, a hugely sensible drive. Nicolas Solov takes the win for Campos Racing. hugely proud moment for...
What a fantastic F2 event we have seen here. Really is something special. Nikola Solov wins, Omi, and that is going to mean a lot to him start this year.
It will. A year of what could be a lot of positives. And Nikola Solov definitely adding himself just as a contender, and Kamara starting himself off in a decent way as well. And it's always great to be able to get on the podium if you are Lawrence van Hoopen, of course, taking the Netherlands up there too.
Through we go again then. Second place coming in for Rafael Kamara. Van Hoopen in third. And now, as ever, it's champagne time! F2 concludes. Better racing than what we had in Formula 3. And I think we're now going to be in for a very long wait. Omi, if Bahrain and Saudi doesn't happen, it's Monaco before we go racing again. This could be disastrous.
Yep, I mean, we've started the journey, that's one thing. Where we'll continue it is another story as well. And if we don't, as you say, go to Shakir or the Jeddah Corniche circuit, 12 weeks. That is 4 weeks longer than what we'd usually have at the end of the year in terms of... that is 4 weeks longer than the Baku to Qatar round, and of course there's no guarantees of that come later this year anyway. So, you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be a weird year, which means you've got to perform at every opportunity, and that's exactly what Solov's done here today.
Omi, take us through the classifications and your final thoughts, please.
Absolutely. Well, Nikola Solov finding himself taking the checkered flag first and taking the victory by the end of 33 laps at Melbourne. Rafa Kamara second place, and Lawrence van Hoopen gets on the podium in third. Oliver Gerd the P4, and then it was Miata. Good performance from him to recover all the way up to P5. Into Pruvzak in his first few feature races, now P6. Colton Hertz P7 in his first ever feature race as well. And then Gabriele Mini, Sebastian Montoya, and our winner from yesterday, Joshua Dexon, P10 today. Rafael Villagomez in 11th, and then Bielinski 12th, the first Polish driver in Formula 2. Mari Boyer 13th, and then Leon, Emerson Fittipaldi Jr., Kushmani, Nicholas Verone, John Bennett, Kian Shields, and our retirement, our pole sitter Dino Beganovic, Martini Extension and Alex Dunn, who both collided, dueling for the win. As I said, we don't know where we'll go, what will happen next, but we're up and running in 2026 is what I can say, JB.
Thank you very much, my friend. We'll see you in a few weeks' time for some more action across the motorsport world. Formula 2, we hope, will return in Bahrain in a few weeks' time. However, let's not lie, the world is in a weird state. Stay safe out there, and when Formula 2 returns, JB Motorsports will be here. Take care. Bye-bye.